Hello and welcome. In this lesson, we shall learn about the various data types available in C and look into arrays. C language supports 4 different data types, also known as primitive data types. Each of the data types are represented differently in computer's memory. Data type is used to provide two information to the compiler. First, it tells the compiler the size of memory to be allocated for a variable, and second, how to interpret the data stored in the memory location. The table shows the different data types: integer, character, float, and double. The memory requirement of these data types are different and depend on the compiler. In our case, integer is allocated 2 bytes and 1 byte for a character. Float and double are used to store numbers with decimal and exponent. The double has twice the precision than that of a float and a larger range. These primitive data types are sometimes augmented with qualifiers: short, long, signed, and unsigned. For example, a character variable can be defined as unsigned character, or an integer can be defined as short integer, long integer, or an unsigned integer. The qualifiers short and long are used to alter the default memory size allocated to a variable. A short integer may have less memory than an integer, and a long integer has memory more than that of an integer. This again depends on the compiler. However, a short integer will never exceed the memory size of an integer. Similarly, a long integer will always have the same or more memory size than an integer. An integer or a character without unsigned qualifier is always treated as signed. The leftmost bit is used for sign, whereas for unsigned integer or a character, all the bits are used to represent numeric value. An unsigned integer can be approximately twice as large as a signed integer. So, an integer variable with 2 bytes allocated has a range of minus 32,768 to 32,767, and an unsigned integer variable has a range of 0 to 65,535. The same holds for the character data type with respective range. In C program, every variable represents a number or a character and must be associated with a data type. In many applications, there is need of manipulating data that have the same characteristics. For example, the score of students in a class, or address of a building, etc. Such data items are stored in array. An array is defined using an identifier following a data type and the size of the array in square brackets after the identifier. The data items in an array has the same data type, share the same name, but are referred with different indices. For example, the alphabets of the English language can be represented as a character array of size 26 named alphabets, and the letter D in the array is referenced by the array identifier, that is alphabet, followed by index, that is 3 in square brackets. The size of an array must be a positive integer. It can be an expression which evaluates to a positive integer. A multi-dimension array is defined using multiple subscript denoting size of array in each dimension. It can be thought of as an array of arrays. For example, a two-dimension array of colors is defined as an array of characters of size 5 by 8 and initialized as shown. Similarly, higher dimension array can be defined and initialized. Thank you and have fun learning.